In this exercise, you're going to find out which of the senses are your strongest. I'm going to ask you to imagine yourself first being in your home and be there at the time when someone else than you was preparing dinner. Could have been your mother, your grandmother, father, grandfather, friend, boyfriend, partner, whoever, and I'll tell you exactly what to do there. The next thing, I'll ask you to go to a time when you were eating a meal together with family members or friends. It could be a special occasion. Go with the very first thing that comes to you, and I'll tell you there what to look for. After that, we will go to another time space. This time I will want you to see yourself at a lake. And it can be complete imagination or maybe a lake where you've been before. Again, allow the very first thing that comes to you to present itself. After that, I'll take you to a big city, very busy city. Again, let the first thing come to you and I'll tell you what to look for there. And the last one will be a fun fair. And then after that, I'll bring you back and we'll talk about the experience. Okay, ready? So I want you to get comfortable. You can either lay down or be seated. Take 1, 2, 3 deep, long breaths with the intention for you to relax your mind. There is nothing for you to think about or worry about right now. Just be. All is well. You are safe. You are loved. And I would like for you now to see yourself standing outside of your home or apartment, whichever it is. Be there outside. Look at the door. What color is the door? Are there any flower pots outside? Anything that is coming to you as a memory. See yourself now opening the door handle, walk in. If it is apartment building, continue until you open the door and you're inside your home. Before you go any further, just stand there in the hallway and tune into how you feel. Every house has a different energy, frequency. In some houses we feel great, in some houses we feel tension. How do you feel at this time in your home, wherever you are? Just pay attention to that and observe that. Also have a look around. Remember, where is the furniture? Are there any pictures, mirrors? Is there carpet? Try to engage all of your senses. And now, which way do you go to the kitchen? Follow along and go into the kitchen and be there at the time when someone was preparing a meal. Perhaps it's your mother, father, a friend, whoever. Go with the first thing that comes to you and stay with that. Someone is preparing a meal. And I want you to now remember, where is the fridge? Where is the sink in position to you? Where is the person cooking the food? And as you observe the person cooking the meal, what are they cooking? Look at the pots. Look at the food that they are preparing. What kind of meal is it? Maybe you can smell it already in the air. Maybe it's already brewing. What kind of meal is it? And also now, I want you to tune in to that person that is preparing the meal. Feel their energy. I presume they're busy, concerned about the food, or giving all of their attention to cooking the meal, but there is more. Tune in to their heart. How are they on that day? Are they happy, or are they something bothering them? You'll just know. Trust that knowing. You know whether everything is well, life is a bliss, or whether they're really concerned about something in their life that they're not saying right now because they're cooking a meal. But I want you to tune in to their emotional state. And also now look at yourself or feel yourself. What age are you in this memory? Perhaps you can look down at your feet and look at your clothes. How old are you? Are you a teenager? Are you a child or an adult? Excellent. You can take a deep, long breath and we will close the scene, leave it behind. And this time you're opening another door and you see yourself, you find yourself having a meal with your friends or family. Perhaps it's a special occasion. Just be there. You are at the table, everyone is eating a meal. Go with the first thing that comes to you. Is it a special occasion or just a casual dinner or lunch? What shape is the table? What kind of meal are you eating? Try and engage all of your senses. See yourself eating and remember the flavor of the food, smell of the food, textures. Look around the room. Can you remember the furniture laid out? And now tune into the atmosphere. How is everyone doing? Is it a happy time? Is everyone happy to be together? Or is everyone disconnected? Is there one or two or more family members that are causing tension? Tune into that, knowing that you are safe. You're safe. You're just an observer this time, curious to find out about which of the senses are the strongest as you travel down the memory lane. Excellent. You can leave this scene behind, close that scene, and this time you'll find yourself standing at the lake. See yourself standing at a beautiful lake, huge, surrounded by trees, hills. Nothing for you to think about or worry about. Just be and enjoy the beauty of nature. The atmosphere is very calm, serene, just peace and quiet. And perhaps you can hear birds. Perhaps there is a little breeze. What kind of season is it? What kind of weather is it at the time when you are at that lake? And now look out at the water. You're not too far offshore. Are there any boats on this lake? How many? What kind? Are there any people there? You just stand there, feeling grounded, feeling connected with the nature, really seeing, feeling, sensing the nature, the water, the fresh air, the vista. And also look at yourself, look down at your feet, feel your body. Who are you? What age are you? Excellent. Well done. You can leave the scene now, close that scene, and this time you're opening another door and you find yourself in a big city. Very busy, high traffic hour. You're just standing there at the crossroads, invisible to everyone else. And just observe, just be. And what do you notice? What are your first impressions? Are there many people walking by, everyone kind of disconnected from one another, hurrying, rushing, stressed? Look at the buildings. Are they tall? Is it current era, or is it looking very odd, like from a different time, completely different country? Have you been there before? Or is it somewhere where you haven't been before, and isn't that interesting? Are there traffic lights? Look at the cars. Can you hear the noise? The city smells very different than the lake where you just came from. Observe the atmosphere and how very different this energy feels comparing to where you just came from at the lake. Just be there. And again, look down at your feet and look at yourself. Become aware of yourself. Or are you just in a consciousness without a body? Or maybe you do have a body, and isn't that interesting? Take a deep breath and we are going to leave this scene, close this scene, and this time you're opening another and you find yourself at a fun fair. You are at a fun fair and you're either observing a child that is really excited about getting on one of the horses at a merry-go-round, or you are a child. You are the child. So be on a horse, feel the texture, the material, and follow the motion of going round and round, slightly up and down. Feel the joy of that experience, nothing to worry about, nothing to think about, just enjoying being at the fun fair. How much fun that is. Can you hear the sounds? Children laughing, screaming, adults talking. Is it a busy hour when you're there now? Is there any music? Can you smell the cotton candy or caramelized apple or popcorn or fish and chips, whichever, which comes to you naturally? And also, what season is it? What kind of day? What kind of weather is it? And now the child at the horse. Is it a girl? Is it a boy? Is it you? All is well. You are loved. Take a deep breath, and when you're ready, come back to your body, back to the room, and you can open your eyes. Excellent. Isn't that interesting how easy it is to go from one time-space reality to another, obviously in your mind's eye, in your mind's this is not bound by time or space. When you are in fourth and fifth dimensional consciousness, you're able to navigate through many worlds. So this was just a practice exercise for you to find out which of the senses were most dominant. Were you able to see things clearly? Did you see it in color? Maybe the memory was black and white, but then the lake or the fanfare was colorful. How was it for you? Or did you struggle with seeing things visually, but you were able to hear the traffic in the city or the birds at the lake or the fanfare? What about the smell? Were you able to smell the food, the air? What about energy, senses? Were you able to tune into the people's emotional state? Was that easy for you? Was it a knowing how they were, So really, really ponder this now. Take your time, and as you receive the answer, as you will know that it's either visual or auditory or cognitive, think about your language when you speak about past events with people. Is it obvious that you are using more visual language, words, or is it more auditory? Are you talking about what you heard, or are you talking about what you felt and experienced? And isn't that interesting that it's same as what you just discovered? So that's your strongest sense that it's important that you'll focus on as you start working with your higher self, with your guides, or as you start communicating with the spirit, so that you start paying attention to that style of language, so that you'll be able to receive the information quicker, better, clearer, and you'll be able to trust that. Isn't this exciting? Well done. I'm delighted for you. Write me a comment. Let me know which of your senses is the strongest. Okay? Excellent. Well done.